The following afternoon, she arrived at the hotel first. Her palms were damp as she waited in the lounge. When Taylor finally appeared, she looked radiant and anxious all at once. She dropped her bag, walked over, and pulled Gina into a kiss that said everything. In their private room, the outside world ceased to exist. For the next few hours, there were no calls, no responsibilities, only whispered words, shared silences, and touches that said, "I missed you," over and over again. Later, on the small balcony overlooking the city skyline, they talked. The mood shifted from dreamy to serious. "We can't keep doing this," Taylor said gently. "These stolen moments aren't enough. I want more, Gina. I want to wake up next to you every day. Come live with me." Gina froze. "Taylor, I can't just leave everything behind. My family, my job, my whole life is here." "So is your heart," Taylor replied softly. "Isn't it?" The conversation turned tense. Taylor, frustrated, eventually stood up and walked inside. "I need some air," she muttered, and stepped out to call a friend. Gina sat alone, listening to the muffled voice through the glass door, her heart sinking. For the first time since they met, they weren't on the same page. Both wanted each other, but neither was willing to sacrifice her life for the other's. An hour passed. When Taylor came back, her eyes were tired but softer. "I'm sorry," she said. I don't want to lose you." "I know," Gina replied. "But I don't want to lose myself either." They sat on the bed, wordless for a moment. Then slowly, honestly, they began to talk. Not about ultimatums or sudden moves, but about real possibilities. Could Taylor move closer? Could Gina find a compromise? They didn't have all the answers, but for the first time they were asking the right questions. That night, they held each other with a deeper understanding. Not everything was fixed, but they had each other again, for now. As the city lights glowed through the window and the world outside carried on, Gina leaned into Taylor, breathing her in. They didn't know what the future held, but in that moment, love was enough. Gina hadn't taken a real vacation in years. Her life back home was a constant stream of obligations, work, family, expectations. But now she finally had time. She had deliberately cleared her schedule to focus on something, or rather someone, that had taken root in her heart months ago. Taylor. They had met 3 months earlier during Gina's brief trip to the Maldives. What began as casual conversation on a sun-drenched beach quickly turned into late-night talks, shared secrets, and a quiet intimacy that neither of them had expected. Taylor, with her easy smile and ocean-deep eyes, had slipped into Gina's life like a wave, gentle at first, then crashing in. Back home, Gina had kept everything quiet. Her mother, perceptive as always, had started to suspect something, but Gina remained tight-lipped. How could she explain something so new, so personal, and yet so consuming? She and Taylor spoke every day, sometimes for hours. They talked about everything, from mundane details like favorite coffee blends to past heartbreaks and future dreams. Despite the distance, they had grown incredibly close, and now the day they had been counting down to was finally here. Gina stood in front of the mirror, brushing her hair with nervous hands. She was headed to the airport to reunite with Taylor, who had just arrived in the city. Her heart thudded with anticipation. Would the spark still be there in person, or had they idealized each other through screens? As soon as Gina walked into the terminal and saw Taylor waiting by the exit, all doubt vanished. Taylor rushed toward her, pulling her into a tight embrace. For a few moments, the noise of the airport faded. It was just them, wrapped in each other's arms, breathing the same air again. Later, back at her apartment, Gina felt a strange ache in her chest. As happy as she was to see Taylor, she already dreaded the moment they'd have to part again. That night, as they said goodbye, Taylor leaned in close and whispered, "I miss you already." The next day, Taylor called. "I've been thinking," she said. "Let's not wait until the next trip. Meet me tomorrow. Just us. I'll book a hotel." Gina agreed without hesitation.